what's sensual, and then what's erotic. And the way that I mean by sensual is like what do your senses like that turns you on
Okay.
or excites you? And it doesn't have to be sexual excitement either. Like it can just be like I like being the little spoon. That just feels good for me. It feels nourishing.
Yeah.
And so there's sensuality all from from the continuum of non-sexual all the way to full-on sex. Like I like it, playing with my genitals feels better when I'm in this position. Like when I'm on my haunches or on my knees, feels better than when I'm just lying on my back. Um, and I like being touched, lightly with fingertips and scratched a little bit, not too tickly, but like, don't leave marks. But I like that kind of touch early on. But then when I'm really aroused, like I like firm, like grab me, knead me like dough
Yeah.
touch. Like understanding like what are the things sensually that really turn you on, what really feel good. For me personally, for those of you who would like to know too much information, like I have something like my ears are huge erogenous zones. So just make out with my ear and we're good. Like, but that again, like knowing those things for you and then practicing having words for them so you can train and teach your lovers so they don't have to guess.
Yeah.
They don't have to read your mind. So that's all just the sensuality part. Whether it's, I like vibration on my clit or, I like you to tug on my balls, like whatever that is. And then there's the erotic side of things, which is what turns your brain on. The idea, and we say it in the sex geek world, that the brain is your largest sexual organ.
Yeah.
And like, what are the scenes and the scenarios, the thoughts that turn your brain on? It's that, you know, I'm powerless to your sexual advances. I have no sexual agency. Oh, help me, help me.
Yeah.
Or that I'm being kidnapped by pirates. Like whatever that is
Uh-huh.
that turns your brain on, and start looking at those things as like crayons in your crayon box, and start expanding your concept of those things. Give yourself more diversity, get to know yourself better. And then with the eroticism, like, do you have words for that?
Yeah.
Do you have the emotional tools to share with somebody when it's appropriate for you, vulnerably, because you might have a lot of shame come up
Yeah.
or fear that you're going to be judged. So can you be courageous and being like, hey, like, I want you to, I want you to pretend rape me because that's hot for me. And then you have the words to negotiate what that looks like. And because you know your body, you're like, I want you to tie me up because I want to be able to pull against the restraints because I can use my muscularity and it gets me into my pelvic floor,
Yeah.
like because you're a geek and you know that stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like being tied up, like rope turns me on in my brain.
Yeah.
And when you can teach your lovers that, or go to your lovers with your boxes of crayons and say, hey, here's all the stuff I learned from taking this course or, watching this tele summit. Um, you know, what would you like to explore? And then you give people choice
Yeah.
and no pressure. And then you allow them to change their mind. Then you can start to explore all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you start to learn what you really like, be able to ask for it, which doesn't guarantee that you'll always get it,
Right.
but increases your odds tremendously.
Yes.
And you never did the homework, you never spoke up,
Yeah.
and then you have two people in a relationship who are just kind of like, well, we might as well just, here's my crayon from my box of three.